Now it's time for Lefties Losing It, and I love starting the show with world-class hypocrites, and there are none better than hopelessly out-of-touch celebrities, whether they're Hollywood stars or singers like Billie Eilish.
Love you all, but there's a few people in here that have a lot more money than me. And if you're a billionaire, why are you a billionaire? No hate, but yeah, give your money away, shorties. Love you guys.
Billy, why stop at billionaires? Your net worth is reportedly well north of 50 million US. Why? Why haven't you given it all away? Why are you charging more than $100 for the cheapest tickets to your concerts? Don't you have enough? Poor dim-witted hypocrite Billy has been sharing her daft political ideas for several years now. Remember this back in 2020, campaigning for the Democrats. She seriously thought Joe Biden was the saviour. Lord.
You don't need me to tell you things are a mess. Donald Trump is destroying our country and everything we care about.
Let's check in now with the world's biggest victim and gaslighter, Michelle Obama. This is really too much, even by her poor me standards.
You said we were all too aware that as a first black couple, we couldn't afford any missteps.
Yeah.
And you also say, as a black woman, I was under a particularly white hot glare. Did you feel that?
For sure. You can't afford to get anything wrong because you didn't get at least until the country came to know us, we didn't get the grace that I think some other families have gotten.
The truth is the Obamas weren't treated like other first couples. They were treated a lot better. It was endless adulation. And on the rare occasions when there was some criticism from a couple of conservatives in the media, well, the rest of the media mob would be there to defend the couple, to attack anybody who would dare criticise this pair. You want to talk about lack of grace? Look at how Melania is treated. Michelle had how many Vogue covers? Talking about gaslighting, let's go to Lefties Losing It regular now, the woman who is among the most vile creatures to ever feature on MSNBC, and that is a crowded field, folks. Here is Jennifer Welch with an ugly diatribe against Riley Gaines. A genuine women's rights warrior is Riley Gaines, who has campaigned to keep male bodies out of female sports, and she has been attacked for that work every day. Attacked by the likes of this bitter banshee.
One thing I want to say about Riley Gaines, as she sits there and has the moral high ground against AOC, when I look at people, if I were to say who's more Christ-like, I would pick AOC and the atheist Jew Bernie Sanders and the Muslim Zoran Mamdani a million times over you, Riley Gaines, because Riley Gaines, all you do is hate on people. You are wound up like a cheap clock over trans people. You show them no grace, no compassion.
Yes, Riley Gaines is the one who lacks grace. Well done, Jennifer. Another sane take from you. Remember last week she was championing crazy women who wanted conservatives to be shot dead? Yes, so much compassion, so much grace. That rant might be aimed at Riley Gaines, but it really would be better aimed at a mirror. Every accusation is a confession.
And then you have the audacity to get on television and try to lecture people who fight for the people that are suffering, that stand and put their arms around people that need sanctuary. And you try to act like you're better than they are. You're an insufferable. Nobody likes you. And no matter what, you will always have been the dumb that tied for 5th place.
In the mirror, Jennifer, repeat it into a mirror until you develop a soul, you delusional, lying, bile-filled lunatic. Now let's get back to daft celebrities, this time from the acting world. And here is a Turkey campaigning for Christmas. Here is Mandy Patinkin campaigning for Zoran Mamdani. He wants him to not just take over New York City, but also America and then the world.
We are going to win this because we have this extraordinary human being who is going to lead our city and eventually, if we're really thinking, our nation and the world to a better, safer, all-inclusive existence. And that's what I love about this guy.
You know, someone in Kamala Harris's team needs to have a word with her. Needs to have a serious talk with the former vice president about doing interviews after happy hour. I mean, this is just unedifying.
Are you kidding me? This guy wants to create a ballroom for his rich friends while completely turning a blind eye to the fact that babies are going to starve when the SNAP benefits end in just hours from now? Come on. So what? I'm not going to be distracted by, oh, does the guy have a big hammer? What about those babies?
Welcome back. Joining me now, celebrity and royal commentator Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, actor Harrison Ford has lashed out at Donald Trump over his opposition to the climate change agenda, calling him the greatest criminal in history. Yes, he really said that. Apparently, securing the border and imposing tariffs is worse than Hitler. Ford told The Guardian Trump doesn't have any policies. He has whims. It scares the SIHIT out of me, the ignorance, the hubris, the lies, the perfidy. Trump knows better, but he's an instrument of the status quo and is making money hand over fist while the world goes to hell in a handbasket. It's unbelievable. I don't know of a greater criminal in history. He's losing ground because everything he says is a lie. Kinsey, sounds like the Hollywood has-been needs his loved ones to step in and offer some support. Tell him to stop saying stupid things to The Guardian. I mean, fancy saying Donald Trump doesn't have any policies. Now, you may disagree with those policies, but he certainly has policies, and that's why the left hate him, because he's actually implementing those policies. And a lot of what he says seems to be the mad ravings of a first-year art student. Isn't he too old for this?
Yeah, well, I mean, thankfully for Ford, The Guardian is like Trump derangement syndrome HQ. So like he found his target audience. But to say that Trump's one of polling like the highest that I've ever seen him poll since I've monitored this. First of all, I don't trust grown men that pierce their ears. They've already proven that their judgment is questionable.
Oh,
Every time
yeah,
I see the holes in Harrison Ford's ears, my body literally rejects it. But the greatest criminal in history, open a history book, Harrison Ford. Tyrants usually don't waste their time freeing hostages or at least trying to create peace.
That's it. What have we got? 8 or 9 peace deals in his second term, greatest criminal in history. I mean, really, Harrison Ford, what an absolute idiotic buffoon you are. But let's go to another celebrity, Nicki Minaj. She's getting intense backlash from the left because she supported Donald Trump's decision to list Nigeria as a country of particular concern over Islamist attacks against Christians. Nicki Minaj wrote on X, "This made me feel a deep sense of gratitude. We live in a country where we can freely worship God. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion. Thank you to the president and his team for taking this seriously. God bless every persecuted Christian. Let's remember to lift them up in prayer." I mean, who could possibly read that and be upset? I mean, how utterly deranged with hatred for Donald Trump must you be that you can't acknowledge the fact that there are women and children being slaughtered just because they're Christian? That is something that deserves the US president's attention. And finally, we've got a world leader who's taking note of this horrible, horrible campaign that's happening in Nigeria.
Well, thankfully, Nicki Minaj is in a fight with someone new every week, so she can hold her own. But the reaction to her message will make you question humanity if you sit back and read some of those reactions to the tweets. Like you said, imagine attacking someone viciously for applauding, protecting Christianity, and they're taking personal swipes at her and blaming her for things that are just, totally unrelated to what she's trying to say, that we should be proud of the country that and the president we have based on our freedom to worship. So I can't tell you anything other than the fact that I'm so thoroughly disappointed in humanity. And I wish that they would take a moment to log off the internet and just do some self-reflection.
You know what? It's borderline demonic when you read some of those comments, because these comments are being posted on social media, which is the same platform where you can see the horrific torture and slaughter of innocent people, and they disregard that and decide to attack people for acknowledging what's happening. Now, let's talk about the royals. The UK government has announced it will move to strip the man formerly known as Prince Andrew of his honorary title of Vice Admiral. That was his last remaining military rank. Andrew was stripped of his other honorary military titles by his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth. That was back in 2022. And importantly, Kinsey, he is no longer a prince.
That's true. I mean, what a whirlwind week that was last week in London. I was in bed and everybody was like, you got to get out of bed. You got to get out, run across the street. Prince Andrew just lost his titles. I feel like I thought it would be, I thought it would come inevitably, but I thought it was going to be much more difficult than this. And to be fair, the palace made it sound like there were going to be hoops that they were going to have to jump through. And I mean, the reality is we see how easy it's been for them to just strip him of all of these titles and all of these honors. Harry and Meghan should be shaking in their boots now that we've seen how easy it can be. But it's interesting because I've seen a series of different reports about who ultimately was the one that put the hammer down. Was it Queen Camilla? Was it Catherine, the Princess of Wales? In some articles, it's Prince William, because he did not want to inherit the Andrew problem. At the end of the day, everyone wanted it done, wanted this to be over with. And it was King Charles. He's the boss. No one else made that decision and couldn't but him.
Now, the president has weighed in on this issue. Let's hear from Donald Trump.
I feel very badly. I mean, it's a terrible thing that's happened to the family. That's been a tragic situation. And it's too bad. I mean, I feel badly for the family.
There you go, Kinsey. The president feels badly for the family, but they've got a bit more to worry about, because what's Sarah Ferguson going to do next? Royal expert Amanda Platel has said that Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor's ex-wife, it just sounds weird to call him that, but that's what the man formerly known as Prince Andrew is called now. They are suggesting that Fergie could turn to tell-alls as part of her next phase. He wrote a multi-million-pound Fergie Netflix show about the horrid royals could make Harry and Meghan's devastating 6-part series, the highest-rated show for the streamer in 2022, look like a walk in the park on a sunny day. Kinsey, would Fergie do that? Do you think she has got it in her to just air all her dirty laundry?
I mean, look at the parallels between Fergie and Meghan Markle. And throughout Fergie's post-royal life, she's done everything that Meghan Markle has crammed into the last 5 years. She's shameless. Fergie's worked with Oprah Winfrey on multiple productions, including reality TV shows and sit-downs. Fergie's written over 30 books. Some were, lingered in the tell-all world, talking to us about how she borrowed Princess Diana's shoes and they gave her warts. So she's willing to go in the gutter if need be. She's been a podcaster in the past. She tried to bring down the monarchy with Princess Diana when they both planned to leave their husbands at the same time together in the 90s, and Diana backed out. She knows where the bodies are buried, and there will always be more secrets to tell when Fergie's involved. The only thing stopping her is her daughter's royal futures. Watch this space to see how much she's willing to jeopardize that.
Oh, that could be actually fascinating, because really Harry and Meghan didn't have much to tell. It was mainly manufactured outrage about supposed racist comments that weren't racist. But like you said, Fergie has got a bit more history and she's got a lot more dirt that she could be releasing. Now, Meghan Markle, talking about her, she's come under fire once again after she posted a grainy video to Instagram of her and a friend, along with a very disinterested-looking Harry celebrating the Los Angeles Dodgers World Series win. Fans have labelled the video staged and so fake and cringe. Kinsey, if that's staged, then Harry has given up because he gave nothing there.
Harry hates the paparazzi and he married one. I mean, to me, this is fake. Meghan ran around with the competing team's caps on while she lived her entire time. She lived in Canada. She wore the other team's hat. So she can't even show loyalty to a sports team. But my favorite online comment was, imagine a former royal Prince Harry being reduced to being an unpaid extra in his wife's deluded fantasy world. I mean, it's sad. It's so sad.
It's sad because it's true. Kinsey, thank you so much for your time.